What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Joel Culpepper Outdoors. I'm Joel Culpepper, and as you can guess from the title, got my mount back from this past deer season. So you notice I do have a shoulder mount back here. I don't believe I've ever even seen a deer that would really be bigger than this one. So obviously the one I have here is not bigger, but this deer has a really nice story to it, which is something that I really value with the deer that I harvest. And also, it was a um, older deer, probably not what a lot of people would consider fully mature, as in 5, 6 years old or better. But for the area that I'm hunting and everything, I'm very pleased with it. So, without further ado, here he is. So, yeah, he's not the widest deer in the world. He doesn't have really good height on his tines. He doesn't have a whole lot of mass, but in my opinion, he's just a really cool buck. We're guessing he was between 3 and 4 years old, just judging by the size of his body. I would say he was probably four. He's really big bodied deer, very heavy. Like I said, look at these little short tines here. Doesn't really even have a brow tine on this side. There's two or three little, almost like little stickers here. Um, but there again, just a cool deer, in my opinion, to see. You see, he's kind of a funky looking rack. I'm pretty sure I actually saw this deer about 2 weeks before I shot him on the other side of the field, which would have been about between 500 and 600 yards away. So of course I'm just trying to see him through a lens. I can't tell a whole lot about him, but I remember looking, and it would have been this side of the rack that I saw, and just saw the side just coming up, and it was a real odd looking thing. Um, Caught me off guard, but I knew it was a big bodied deer because I could see him from across the field without even pulling the lens up, and chasing some small doe. And I think there was a little buck with him too, but he wasn't near even as big as this guy is. But so the way that the story goes on this buck, I had my dad with me, one of the few hunts that he and I actually get to go on now. A place I've hunted multiple times. All this past season, I hunted this place. And excuse me, I was trying to get my dad on a deer. He hasn't shot one in a long time, and he's having trouble seeing through the scopes. He doesn't shoot a whole lot, so we're going to try to get him out sometime in the next few months, and maybe get him on a deer this season, get him some time behind the rifle. Anyways, we had seen does and lots of does, and just wasn't anything. We were there for a buck. Since my dad wasn't going to shoot, I was already tagged down on does. I said, I really would like to shoot a good buck. So I want to say that this was either Black Friday or the Saturday after Black Friday, the next day. Um, Almost pitch black. I think we literally had about 5 minutes left of legal light, and 130 to 150 yards away from the blind, we just see this big bodied deer walking across the field, perfect broadside. We knew it was a buck just because of the posture and the size, of course. Couldn't tell anything about him, so I just pulled the gun up and settled the crosshair on his shoulder and popped him and watched him take off running. And the rifle was actually my papa's rifle, which is not my father's father, but my mother's father. Um, and shooting a new bullet, which was the Nosler ballistic tip, 115 grain, for the 25-06. And how the deer ran as far as he did, I have no idea. It was about a perfect heart shot. Broke the offside shoulder, which would have been his left shoulder. And he ran about 300 yards, 250 to 300 yards. Don't know how. The bullet didn't get a pass through. I still had really good blood. Just a really cool thing that happened. I remember when we got up to this buck, I looked at him. I had no idea what he looked like, and when I laid eyes on him, I thought, well, obviously he's not going to score really good, but I like it. You know, it's cool. I'm not going to complain about it. So when we grabbed the deer, we took a few pictures in the woods. I grabbed him by the head and I threw my weight into him, and he didn't budge. I weighed at that time, I think, 230 pounds, and I had been dragging deer all year. I've not that the deer get super big down here, but does up to 150 pounds I drag. Yeah, it's not super easy, but I can do it and it not bother me too much. But this was the first time I'd ever actually grabbed a hold of a deer and threw my weight into it, and it not moved. And I said, "Wow, that's a big deer." And we took pictures, of course, with the deer when we got him out of the woods. Got some pictures with him, me holding his head in the bed of the truck, and the deer from tip of the nose to the rear end was almost touching the back of the cab of the truck and the tailgate on a 5.5 foot bed. So he was pretty good sized deer, especially for down here. We don't know what he weighed. They didn't have a scale at the processor. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the little story here. Like I said, yeah, he's not the biggest deer in the world, but I mean, I like it. I think it's cool. Definitely a good story and real special to take a deer with Papa's rifle. Papa's still living. He's in his 80s now. And that was not the first. I think that was the third deer that I've actually shot with his rifle. And we're going to keep hunting with it. I think we're going to try out some precision hunters this year. Probably still use the Hornady or the Noslers also, but we're going to try some Hornady precision hunters with the ELDX. My uncle actually just sent me a video. He shot a hog a couple days ago with it, and just insane blood trail. So then we're going to give them a rip this year in that gun also. I've still got to do some testing with the 308, see what kind of loads I'm actually going to be putting through it this year. And we're going to try to knock down 1 or 2 deer with the 308 and try to get another 1 or 2 with the 25-06. So stay tuned to see what that looks like later this year on in the deer season. I don't think I'm going to be able to bow hunt much this year. Just looks like things are going to be too hectic. I haven't had any time to practice lately. I still shoot good when I do get out and practice, but I don't. The setups that I have and everything, it's just not working out for bows. So might sit out bow season this year. Not 100% sure yet. But anyways, if you guys like this deer, please let me know in the comments how much you like him. If you don't like him, you can put that in the comments too. I'm just going to ignore it though. So if it makes you feel better about yourself, do it. I don't really care. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this one. God bless you. Stay safe. Stay in the outdoors. I'll catch you on the next one.